things put together has led to this rather controversial clash between India and Pakistan?
Well, absolutely, Greha. And if you even keep the politics aside, I would say for a moment, India has completely dominated Pakistan in this tournament. When is the last time you've seen that in the same tournament, India and Pakistan square off thrice, and India beats Pakistan fair and square comprehensively in all the three matches? So clearly, India was the much superior team. Yesterday, you saw Pakistan collapsing from 113 to 1, with scored just another 30 runs and 9 wickets went down. You saw the fight back from India. Yes, India did lose a quick wickets in the start, but then you saw Tilak Varma, putting up this phenomenal performance for India in the final. New young talent. So Indian team technically and even as the player-wise, I think was far leaps and bounds ahead of the Pakistan team. That said, the politics is inevitable whenever India and Pakistan play, and I think the Prime Minister's tweet last night set the tone for it when he said, and I quote, Operation Sindoor on the games field.
Yes.
And this was followed by, Greha, all the senior ministers, Mr. Amit Shah, the Home Minister, Mr. Mohsin Naqvi, the Sports Minister, Mr. Kiran Rijiju, all putting out tweets in the same vein to say that Operation Sindoor is not over. Our cricketers have also achieved on the field what in a way our armed forces achieved against Pakistan in the battlefield, and India considers Pakistan as a terror state. We have nothing to do with them. Yes, we'll play them in multilateral tournaments, but we won't engage with them. We won't even register their presence when it comes to once the match is over. We won't shake hands with them. We won't accept trophies from their ministers. So India has set the line out very, very clearly, and the Prime Minister's tweet, I think, lays out those boundaries very clearly, that Operation Sindoor on the games field, India will play multilateral tournaments, but will have nothing to do with Pakistan when it comes to the the modalities or be it the conventions.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Aman. Requesting you to stay on with us further. We would put out certain more reactions on this big game between India and Pakistan, which India ended up winning comprehensively. Let's take a look at those reactions that are coming in.
भारत का विजय तिलक, वेल डन टीम इंडिया, आउटस्टैंडिंग. कहाँ पड़े हो चक्कर में, कोई नहीं है टक्कर में.
तिलक वर्मा क्या चैंपियन इनिंग खेली है. तिलक वर्मा ने अपने करियर में, इंटरनेशनल करियर में T20 में 2 शतक लगाए, लेकिन ये जो पारी है 69 रनों की, ये सबसे बेहतरीन पारी है, सबसे यादगार पारी है. जो कंपोजर दिखा, जो कामनेस दिखी, जो क्लच बोलते हैं ना, क्लच प्लेयर है, ये वो क्लच प्लेयर है जो तिलक वर्मा फाइनल में पाकिस्तान के सामने उभर के आए. मुश्किल में थी भारत, बहुत मुश्किल में थी, बहुत दबाव था. पाकिस्तान का प्रेशर, फाइनल का प्रेशर, 3 विकेट गिरने का प्रेशर, उसके बाद इस तरह से ये प्रेशर को सोखना आसान काम है नहीं, लेकिन तिलक वर्मा ने बहुत आसानी से इस प्रेशर को सोखा. ये पारी कभी नहीं वो भूलेंगे, ना हम कभी भूलेंगे.
भारत माता की जय. क्या बात है यार, क्या बात है. व्हाट अ गेम. ओ माय गॉड. जीतेंगे भाई, जीतेंगे. भारत माता की जय. भारत माता की जय. वंदे मातरम. वाह वाह वाह. खुश हो गया दिल. क्या बोलूं मैं. ये देखिए, superb. I'm proud of my country. I'm proud of this cricket team. Fantastic, very well played. God bless them. God bless them. Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata ki jai. Mwah.
Aman, politics aside, let's talk particularly about Team India and what has been their response against Pakistan, not just on field, but through the words, through the gestures, all through the Asia Cup. Here, not accepting the trophy from the PCB chief was in fact backed by each and every player of Team India, and they said that this was not something that we had preconceived. We had an idea that we'll do this for some kind of a show. They said we decided it then and there that this is not going to happen.
See, Griha, when we were going into this Asia Cup tournament, you will realize that there was some opposition also inside the country, especially from the Shiv Sena UBT. Priyanka Chaturvedi, the Rajya Sabha MP, was repeatedly questioning the government that why are we even playing this tournament in the context of Operation Sindoor? We should not play Pakistan. We should boycott the tournament. The government stand was very clear. Mohsin Naqvi spoke in an interview to our managing editor, Narasimhan, and he very much made it clear that, look, in a bilateral tournament, we never engage with Pakistan. We have not played them for years, but in a multilateral tournament, these are international obligations. We, aim to host Commonwealth Games and Olympics one day in India, so we can't afford to not go to multilateral tournaments. We'll play them in multilateral tournaments. But I think what the stand that the team took, that yes, we've been asked to play Pakistan in a multilateral tournament. That's our duty to play a cricket match for the sake of the country. But we will invisibilize Pakistan. We will not engage with them in any manner. We will not exchange any cricketing courtesies, because this is a team. This team comes from a country. This team is of a country which has waged war against us, which has waged terror against us. So it was very, very clear from day one. I think Surya Kumar Yadav sent out a big message when he refused to shake the hands of the Pakistani cricket team after winning the first match. They went inside the dressing room, did not open the door, Pakistan team in protest did not come to the match ceremony even in the first match. But it was very clear to India that this is the way we're going to play against Pakistan. We will invisibilize them after the match is over. And that is what happened in the second match as well. I think the second match we saw Pakistan, reacting in a rather unsavory manner. And, those AK-47 firing tactics by their batsmen or Haris Rauf on the boundary, making those gestures. They were taken to the ICC as well. They were taken to both the ECC. And, the fines were imposed on a Pakistani player also on Surya Kumar Yadav. I think after the first match, Griha, Surya Kumar's statement that, he's dedicating this win to India's armed forces, Operation Sindoor, Pahalgam terror attack he brought up. Yes, he may have been docked 30% of his match fee for that. But I think India made a huge statement by doing that. And in the final match, of course, India has, made the biggest statement by not even accepting the trophy from Mohsin Naqvi, the Interior Minister of Pakistan.
One more answer came, Aman, from another player of Team India, Jasprit Bumrah. That is also being much talked about. Of course, the Indians are really proud because Bumrah's Brahmos is something that is trending. People are also debating the fact that rules cannot be different from for the Indian side, as they are wanting an action against the Pakistani side for making certain gestures of the jet downing. But what do you have to say about what ensued when it is about that chatter?
And Griha, Jasprit Bumrah did that gesture after taking the wicket of Haris Rauf. So that is very significant because Haris Rauf was the one who did the original provocation. Earlier he indulged in this fight with the Indian players while they were batting. There was an argument, verbal argument. But once he went to the boundary field, he started making these gestures of a plane, of 6-0. Of course, India raised that before the ICC. But, in the end of the day, the rules, if he hadn't said it, how do you prove that he meant that? So that was the stand of Haris Rauf there. He got off with a rap on the knuckles. He was fined a bit of the match fee because he entered into that argument with the Indian players, not for the gestures. So I think Jasprit Bumrah's answer by the way of a gesture that he made after taking the wicket of Haris Rauf is a perfect answer to the Pakistani theatrics which happened on the cricket field in a match earlier, and I think a fitting reply given by Jasprit Bumrah, and it's been trending all over the social media. I won't be surprised if some of the ministers also start putting out that image and poking fun at the Pakistanis. But yeah, I think a major statement by India. And Griha, now going ahead, the big question now is the $1 million question is, how does this trophy reach India?
Come back, yes.
Come to India. Who will hand it over to India? Will it come through the ICC? Will it be shipped back to India once India is here? So it's very, very interesting. Let's see. Because it's an unprecedented situation. As one of my colleagues, Ameya, was just telling me, this has never happened before. There's not even in the rules that how the trophy should be handed over in such a scenario. So it's all open to interpretation and speculation now.
Why was nothing done on the field, Aman? Because here we're talking about, and there is a lot of argument that happens whenever it is about a summit clash between India and Pakistan, that this is a gentleman's game, sportsman's spirit must prevail. What happened to that spirit? What happened to the other members of the organizers who could have, in fact, allayed any kind of fireworks other than the victory lap for the country? They could have shut it up then and there on the field by letting someone else hand over the trophy to the Indian team.
Yes, absolutely, Griha. They had that choice, to avoid this embarrassment and this spectacle at the end of a big tournament, Asia Cup, when the final ceremony, the trophy is not handed over. It looks very embarrassing. And, the Indian team also, I think, tried to make that point to the ACC and that, we will not accept the trophy from Mr. Naqvi. Yes, somebody else, maybe from UAE, can hand over the trophy to us. But Mohsin Naqvi also stood his ground. Now, he is the ACC chief. You can't dislodge him from the stage if he wants to stand there. So that is, I think, the embarrassment which has been caused, and I think Pakistan is also very much responsible for what has happened yesterday. The Indian stand has been very clear since day one, Griha. If you see, even at the toss, Mr. Surya Kumar Yadav not shaking hands with the Pakistani captain, we had made our intentions very, very clear that we are only here to play cricket, not to placate Pakistan with any courtesies or any modalities. So I think as we were discussing now, since the Indian ministers, led by the Prime Minister himself, has clearly said that this is an extension of Operation Sindoor. We will win on every every field, be it on the war field or be it on the playing field. I think the rules have been very clearly spelled out. The new normal, I would say, for sporting between India and Pakistan has also been very clearly spelled out by India on the cricket field this time.
Absolutely, Aman. We'll, of course, continue to discuss this all through the day today because it's the biggest story that we are following. Let's put out this report that our colleagues have filed for our viewers. As India are the Asia Cup 2025 champions, from Tilak Varma's last over heroics to Kuldeep's spin havoc, the men in blue toppled Pakistan in a pulsating finale. Off-field drama added spice as India refused the trophy from ACC chief Mohsin Naqvi. Take a look at this report.